Good morning. I am doing the video from last night's meditation this morning. I'm going to keep it super short because I've got to get ready for work. But I just wanted to share with you some of my struggles, I guess, last night, and I had lots of thoughts and feelings coming up that I had a hard time letting pass, and I had a hard time observing them and just letting them be. So I had to give myself a lot of reminders that have really helped me over the past couple years, and maybe they'll help you too. But some things that I write, and I kind of like put notes to myself all over the wall. And a friend of mine yesterday, I was talking to my friend Mac, and I kind of remembered I have these tools all over the wall that sometimes I forget to read. So I pulled a couple of them down and reminded myself of some positive things. So I wanted to share some of them with you today. Um, so the first is that our thoughts have no power alone, and we give them so much power. And sometimes we just get lost in our thoughts and we feel like we are those thoughts, and then we become overwhelmed and anxious and angry and scared, or whatever those thoughts are bringing us. And um, sometimes we need a friendly reminder that those thoughts are not us, and those thoughts have no power. We're giving them power. So thoughts have no power alone without me creating or observing them. But I am here without thoughts. I am here always, unchanging. And when I say I mean the self that is observing me sitting here having these thoughts. So when you start doing meditations often, you start to question who you are really, and whether or not, and you realize that you're not that person sitting there having thoughts, that in fact you are instead observing that being having those thoughts and those feelings. So I am here always, unchanging. Thoughts cannot exist without me, but I am apart from my thoughts. And that's really like, when you get lost in your thoughts, that's something really good to remember, because you do feel like they kind of own you sometimes, but they don't. You own them, and you can make them, you can, you don't have to engage with them. You don't need to watch that movie of your thoughts. You can choose to tune into something different. So, another thing I like to remember is to try to follow to where my thoughts are coming from, and not to where my thoughts are going. And by following to where they're coming from, then you don't continue along the path of your thoughts, and you don't keep going down this like spiral of whatever you happen to be thinking of. Instead, you go to the root of where they're coming from, and by figuring out where they're coming from, then you remember that you're not really that person having those thoughts. You're observing that person having those thoughts. And then it makes it easier for you to observe it instead of be it. And it makes it easier for you to not engage, and for you to observe it from a neutral place, so that you can remember that that's not really who you are. So another one that I really like, I'm not going to share the whole thing because it's a little private, but I will share like the last part of it. And so I don't remember who said this. I found it somewhere online and I thought it was beautiful. But I was talking about meditation, and kind of like, what one of the goals is, and how, and where you want to end up, I guess. And so what they said was to be empty of emotions, feelings, and beliefs. And that doesn't mean to be empty like a cup that can be filled back up with stuff, but instead to be empty like space and to be infinite. And I thought that that was super beautiful. So I'll leave you with that today. And I look forward to doing my meditation tonight. I get out of work kind of early, so I'll be able to do my meditation before the sun goes down and then go for a walk in the neighborhood and make my video. So I'm excited to do that tonight, and I hope you all have a lovely day. I'm sending you so much love and peace and happiness and all that lovely stuff. And I'll talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye.